This is the third design we would have done for the April monthly class. This is the teach a new technique part that you would get if you came to the stepped up version. Well, we are going to practice today because I am brand new at this, but we are going to make a floating frame card. And I already have cut the card base hot dog style, which is 11 inches by 4 1/4, folded in half, makes a 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 card base. And then we're going to be creating our frame on this piece of 4 by 5 1/4 Whisper White, which will be the front of the card. Now, before I started filming, I punched out all of the tulips on one of the pieces of the Please Just Punch Designer Series paper that was available as a celebration coordination piece. So if you have that available, you can do this using your Tulip Builder Punch and punch out all the tulips. If not, you can stamp your tulips and then punch them out. But I have a pile of tulips and a pile of leaves, and we are just going to build a design. Some of my tulips got the end not exactly perfect in the punch, so we're just going to make sure those go off the edge of the card, because we're going to trim them up here after a bit. And all of the leaves come from the patterned paper on the back side of the tulips, the opposite side of where the tulips and leaves are, because they were not printed on there so that the builder punch could easily punch them, but we still got some gorgeous leaves. I'm just putting random tulips around until we find the pattern that I'm pleased with. Going to start adding some leaves in here. And we're going to find the fun here in a minute. Trying to decide which colors I want to use. I'm slipping some of the leaves just in among the tulips. Most of the time they are somehow attached to a flower. I think I'm going to change that and make that one facing that way. And then I'm going to put a couple more up at the top. Doing a little switcheroo. Spot under another tulip, and put a couple more leaves to add a little bit more green. One right there, one over here, and another one right. Okay, there's a lot of barking going on. I don't know what's going on. I think I'm pleased with this. We will see in just a minute or two. Okay, now I'm going to move my ink pads over for a second and push my extra tulips and leaves over, because we are going to be using the press and seal on this. And I just want to make sure that everything's where I want it before I put down the press and seal. This is a very interesting process. All right, I think I'm good. So, I'm going to take my Glad press and seal and tear off the piece, and then, oops, Oops. You have to be careful not to pick up your extra little pieces while you're doing it until you're ready to pick them up. Or else that creates quite excitement here. Bring that one down a little bit. If only things sort of stayed where you put them in the first place. But that would be too easy. Alright. We're gonna try this again. Put it all down and press. Oops, I put it on the wrong side. That was silly. Believe it or not, there is a sticky and unsticky side to the press and seal. And you have to make sure you are putting down the sticky side, or else it doesn't do anything except move your punches around. I'm gonna guess if you're not too shaky, this is gonna be less of an issue than I'm having. So just keep that in mind. Okay, here we go. Pressing those down. And I don't want to peel up my paper, but there it is. Now we are going to take the die cutting machine and make a frame. I think I would like an oval frame. I'll get my layering ovals out. And I will be sending my press and sealed die or card print through the machine. I think I'm going to want to send it this way, maybe. I'm putting my oval right in the center. And sending this through. Alright, and as you can see, we now have a frame and the centerpiece. And so I'm going to bring over my paper trimmer and trim off the edges of the framed piece. There's a leaf that just decided to run away. And so I will be lining that up right approximately where I think it should go. Going to do that on all 4 sides. Still gonna have to go back and do some trimming off some things with my scissors. And then I will be doing the other edges. But this is aside for now. Okay, now is the time when I'm going to put the dimensionals on the parts of the floating frame. So we don't want to press the frame down onto the cards at this point. We're slowly peeling it, trying to get all of the pieces. This leaf jumped off, and I'm trying to see if I even need it. I think it wasn't meant to be on there, and that's why it went away. And then you put dimensionals on all of the different pieces. So that they will stick. And stay where they belong when you put it back on the card layer. dimensionals are all hanging on to my finger. So, looks like we're putting a few more on here. All right. And then you lay it back on your frame piece. Try to line it up. This is definitely easier said than done because of my shaky fingers. And then you make sure it's pressed down really well. And you start to remove the press and seal. And it's coming. And there you have the first floating frame. Then we did the same thing with the middle piece that we took off. Just try to remove there we go. And then put some dimensionals on the back. There are some places on the back of here that mini dimensionals are going to come in. Perfect for. It's a good thing I have those ready to go as well. To stick to me. Okay. Grab some mini dimensionals. And put them on some of these smaller places. and even on the not smaller places, just because once again several came off on my finger, and I'm just planning to use whatever came out here to join us. All right, and then we are going to reattach it to the oval. And press down. Make sure they're good and stuck on there, and then remove the press and seal. All right, there we have the two pieces, and I realized I hadn't grabbed two card bases, but I'm going to right now. Now I have the two card bases, and I plan to use the Stamparatus to stamp our sentiments on these card bases. So here's the first one. We will stick it in there. And I'm just going to lay the frame on here so we can figure out where exactly to put the sentiment. And trying to find a sentiment that goes tall, but I'm not sure. I'm going to use this one. Says, you have what it takes to be unstoppable, and I couldn't be more proud. And we're just going to put it right there in the center. Take away our frame. Pick up the card. And then I want to stamp it in Gorgeous Grape. So I'm going to ink up the sentiment, and here we go. There it is. You have what it takes to be unstoppable, and it couldn't be more. Then I'm going to go ahead and finish up this card. We're going to glue the frame to the card front. Getting glue everywhere. I'm gonna have to clean that up for sure when this is done. That sentiment is from the Strong and Beautiful stamp set. And then on the inside of the card, I am just going to put a purple flower. Grab a purple tulip, pick up some glue, maybe add a little more. Put a purple tulip over here on the side, and get a leaf to put behind it. I wasn't thinking again. Gotta glue the leaf down first. There we have the inside of this card and our floating frame. You have what it takes to be unstoppable, and I couldn't be more proud. Then I am going to grab our oval and the card base that I just folded. And we're going to put the oval, I think, like that. I am actually going to bring the stamper on his back. Do the same thing, use it for a sentiment. Going to put the card front on here, and we will be having the oval right there. And tomorrow is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. And if you're not a mother, you have a mother, or you know a mother. We will be putting Happy Mother's Day right under, flip it the correct direction. Right there. Will just put the plate down, pick it up, and then I'm going to, what shall I use this time? Oh, we're just going to continue to use Gorgeous Grape. Stamp that up. Moved a little bit, so make sure that's where I want it. Yeah. Yes, and then press it down, and there it is. Happy Mother's Day. And then I'm going to take the card and we are going to glue the tulips on the card right about there. And I do have a plan to add a ribbon above the Happy Mother's Day, but I'm not going to make you sit here and watch the whole process. So I'm going to glue my tulip to the inside of the card. Leaf first, and then tulip. And there we have the inside. And the outside. So I hope you enjoyed watching me make these floating frames and enjoyed a glimpse of the projects that are April monthly class projects, and we will have some fun things online for May as well. Bye.